Sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and Sterling Savings Bank. Friday Night Sports Extra starts right now.
Welcome back to another edition, the final edition of the Friday Night Sports Extra for 2009. A different feel in the air. It's colder outside. That means playoff football, Ben.
I'll tell you what, we got lucky this year. No snow. Definitely some playoff matches, though, heating things up on what was a pretty cool night out there.
Yeah. Nice night. The afternoon, a little windy. You'll probably hear that in our highlights as we go along. We're going to start with a rivalry game, Part 2, Lake City Coeur d'Alene playoff edition. Remember, Coeur d'Alene won that three-way tie to get into this thing. Lake City strikes first. Jacob Bowman on 4th and goal. He knocks it in, 7-0 Timberwolves, and they look like they're going to continue their winning streak against the Coeur d'Alene Vikings. Vikings are the answer. Ryan Dunton keeps it himself, and it's always a good decision. Takes it all the way into the end zone. Tied up 14 at the half. Second half, Vikings on the ground. Zach Kaiser from the 5-yard line. He takes it in. Vikings build a 10-point lead. Then Timberwolves fumble it back to Coeur d'Alene. They capitalize. They're going to give it to that guy again, Kaiser. And like his namesake, Kaiser Sose, he's gone. You're not going to catch him. Kaiser into the end zone. Coeur d'Alene goes on to win this one. That breaks a 7-game losing streak to Lake City. Good time to break that streak. They'll move on. They'll play Eagle next week, but they don't care about that right now. They're happy about tonight.
Well, I think the bottom line is they kept believing. They didn't panic. We honestly just panicked a little bit. Last time we played these guys, they started doubting themselves, and they didn't allow that to happen. And this is a great group of kids.
Sandpoint in the playoffs tonight as well. The standard definition game of the week, the mud in the helmet. It was a muddy, nasty, old-school football game. Ben Fisher wrapped up in the backfield, squirts out of there, heads to the sideline. Horse collar, that doesn't stop him. Drag him on the jersey, that doesn't stop him. You can't bring him down. It's like Bo Jackson at Tecmo Super Bowl. You can't tackle that guy. Then they go to the air. Daniel Carvos right at you. We're wide open, but look, check out the catch by Mike Hubbard. You got to hold on to a ball that cherry. It's kind of like your suitcase. Bulldogs go on into the Wildcat, a Bulldog and a Wildcat. Kind of not natural, but there's Fisher. He goes to A.J. Smith. He's behind the goalpost, but believe me, he's in there. Sandpoint rolls in this one. They win it 30-0. Don't be surprised if the Sandpoint Bulldogs bring home a state championship. They move on to the next round.
All right, Meade got red hot down the stretch to earn the GSL's #1 seed in the 4A playoffs. They were looking to eclipse the Southridge Suns tonight at Joe Albee Stadium. Southridge gets the ball first. Steven Garcia looking for extra yardage, but it's popped loose. And Casey Monahan is going the other way to the house. 59 yards for the touchdown. Panthers up 7-0 early, but it would not last. Suns get the ball back, and Garcia finds his way in the end zone, this time from 5 yards out to tie it up at 7. Meade gets a field goal to go up 10-7. Suns get a touchdown on this play. Garcia to Tyrell McGee, 20 yards in the corner of the end zone. Suns up 14-10. Same score now. 90 seconds left in the ball game. Last chance for Meade. Andy Wetzel over the middle, but Drew Powell picks it up, and the #1 seed from the GSL goes down. Final count, 14-10 as the Suns stun the Panthers at Albee. All right, in Wenatchee at the Apple Bowl, Ferris #3 seed from the GSL knocks off the 2 seed from the Big 9. Wenatchee 21-10. The Saxons advance tomorrow. A big game for Central Valley at home as they host the Kamiakin Braves. CV, of course, the 2 seed from GSL.
Mount Spokane, the #1 seed from the 3A in the GSL. Also the only team in the GSL with only 1 loss this season, opening up their playoff trek against Sunnyside. Mount Spokane scores first. That's Travis Ward, takes it himself, gets in. For the 10-yard score makes it 6-0 Wildcats. They can also score from the air. Pass to the running back, Colton Williams. This guy can do everything. 36 yards. 3 touchdowns for Williams in the first half makes it 19-0 Cats. Just before halftime, they're running up the score. Travis Ward, again, past to Chase Nacarado, 58 yards. That's pretty. 33-0 Wildcats. This one ends in rout fashion, 47-7. Mount Spokane wins it. East Valley, they were up 21-0. Keith? Oy.
Oh, come on!
They fall 24-21 to Hanford. Unfortunately, East Valley outscored by 24 points as they jumped out to the big lead in that one. Also, we've got, are we rolling?
Yeah, we're to me next, buddy.
Are we? I'm sorry.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight here.
I was like, keep it coming, my way.
My alma mater, the Moses Lake Chiefs at U-High for a date with the Titans. We suck when I was in high school, but the Chiefs are much better outfit now. On the U-High punt, for some reason, Mitchell Hill decides to field it. That's a bad idea. Hill muffs it, and Aaron Blaska recovers for the Titans, setting up a field goal. U-High looking for more now. Tony Tabish scrambles, but Cade Fluate gets his big mitts on him and forces the fumble. That's recovered by Elliot Dano, the younger brother of my good friend Michelle Dano Rodriguez, and the Chiefs capitalize off the turnover. Dylan Signorelli, 11-yard strike to Jordan Wilson. That's Chief football, my friends. But this one goes to overtime and then double overtime. Boy, where Aaron Gleason wins it on the field goal, 20-17. Titans. All right, Gonzaga Prep and Eastmont, and look at the Bullpups all over the Wildcats tonight in East Wenatchee, 31-7.
Can I go again?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Didn't want to step on it again. That was my fault. Well, Lewis and Clark, quite possibly, other than me, the hottest team at the end of the season. They didn't make the playoffs, but they're playing their cross game here against Kennewick and LC, making things happen. Tigers up 3-0 at the half. They add on. Jeff Livingston out to Dakota Du Bois. He makes some moves, gets in the end zone. 21-yard touchdown makes it 10-0. LC not done. They hand it to Trent Robinson, who cuts it straight up the field. Cuckoo Kachoo, sophomore, showing some speed, goes untouched. 85 yards to make it 24-0. They close out the season with 3 straight wins as they win it 31-6. Couple other scores for you. Shadle Park falling to Pasco 35-6 in their final game of the season. North Central, 3-point losers, ouch, to West Valley. Yakima and Rogers and Richland. Boy, the Pirates wrapping up another tough season with a 47-15 loss.
Boy, NC led that one 10-0 too.
So your team got beat. My team got beat. Luckily, we don't cover Ben's team because they probably got beat tonight as well. Remember that tiebreaker mumbo jumbo we had last week? More of that coming up next on Friday Night Sports Extra.
This is Friday Night Sports Extra.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Sports Extra. Speaking of those three-way tiebreakers in the Great Northern League, West Valley looking to wrap up an undefeated season last night, taking on the Cheney Blackhawks in the pouring rain on the opening kickoff. Omar Andre nails one of the upbacks for Cheney. Dylan Ellsworth recovers for West Valley, putting the Eagles in business. And just 3 plays later, Ellsworth takes a pitch and gets in from 2 yards out at 6-0 Dub V after just 20 seconds after a missed extra point. The Blackhawks answer in the final minute of the first half, though. D'Angelo Jones can't find an open receiver, so he tucks it in and races 28 yards for the go-ahead touchdown. But West Valley's Sam Schessler scores a pair of TDs 92 seconds apart in the third quarter as the Eagles remain undefeated with a 19-7 win. Down in Clarkson last night, the Bantams beat Medical Lake 21-13, so they're the second seed from the GNL. West Valley is the number 1. Keith's got more on who's the number 3 seed.
Yeah, you're wondering where this whole tiebreaker thing's going to come in. Well, let's get right to that. Deer Park last night playing host to Carlville, excuse me. That's Austin Pete, who just got out of the hospital. Good to see him back on the sidelines. Blake Sordahl up the middle, though. Carlville up 12-7. They got helped out by that Cheney loss last night. Then on the rollout, Sawyer Baldwell lost an 8-yard touchdown pass to Jared Fisher. That puts them up 18-7. Stags, though, they're not going away. They're within a field goal. Touchdown machine, Tevin Hines. He fights his way in for the touchdown in the fourth, but it wouldn't be enough. Colville comes down and wins a must-win game. They win at 18-15. That causes a 3-way tie for that last third seed. Colville, Cheney, Deer Park will all play a Kansas tiebreaker on Monday at Riverside at 6 p.m. Pullman and Riverside playing last night. Their seasons were over, but you know what? Playing for some respect out there. Riverside, Greyhounds quarterback Cody Peterson dropping back, hits Wade Meyer. He waltzes into the end zone, 7-0 at that point. Riverside would force a fumble, so they go with a little trickeration on the next play. They go the reverse pass, Dustin Martin. Oh, but he's picked off by Josh Wheats. Geez, Greyhounds, you could let that trickeration work. It would have made for a better highlight. Not good night for the Rams. Pullman goes on to win it 15-6. Both of their seasons are over.
All right, where are we now here? I lost my spot in the show.
We're going to go to the...
We've got a whole bunch.
We got 3-8
Thank you, Keith, for coming in. All right. How about the Maniacs taking on the Fruitland Grizzlies tonight, and a 61-point win for Fruitland. We've got lots of action pay at Timberlake. That's on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Up north, no report from Lakeside and Tenasket. Hey, we want to put your scores on, guys, but you got to call us in. Freeman at Omak, that's tomorrow at 1. All these Northeast A games in Moses Lake tomorrow at 4 in ML. Kettle Falls at Cascade taking on the Kodiaks. And Chewelah and Okanagan. It's a triple header in Moses Lake tomorrow. 7 o'clock, that start at Lions Field.
All right, so Northeast 2B, Colfax been the cream of the crop all season long. They're undefeated heading into tonight's game against Lynn-Ritzville. But if the Broncos could win, they'd force another three-way tie. But guess what? Colfax gets in the end zone first here, as they have much this year. Alex TD rolls right, finds Damon Buck conveniently in front of the cameras. Thank you, Bulldogs coaches. It's 6-0. And this was a crazy sequence. The very next play, after Ritzville had a 45-yard score called back because of a penalty, quarterback Jake Eichner, like Kaiser Sose, poof, he's gone. Yeah, 5 yards of juke and jive. Broncos take a 7-6 lead after the extra. But TD has some wiggle in him, too. He's going to keep it. He's going to run all the way to the painted stuff as well. Make some nice moves. 62 yards. Colfax going to take the lead for good as they win big, 56-27. Liberty Cheer Squad trying to help their team out against Springdale. Already up a touchdown. Springdale, though, going to add on the pitch to Taylor DeGraff. And he's going to go to the outside, and then he's going to go into the end zone. Chargers up 14-0. Even more Chargers now. Another pitch to DeGraff, and he cuts in after a good block, and he's going to go into the end zone. Udo Mas Tiempo. Springdale wins this one big, 34-0 over Liberty.
And actually 2-0 is the final count because there was a forfeit game in that one. Now, unfortunately, this football season has had more than its share of tragedies. As we told you earlier in the newscast, Tico Oakesdale Roselia senior Zach Smith was killed in a car accident on Tuesday. The Nighthawks honored Zach's family tonight before the game. His dad still did the PA. The team wore number 12 stickers on their helmets in remembrance. Now, late in the first, Nighthawks quarterback John Kuhn gets in from 2 yards out in the sneak, but playing with heavy hearts, as you can understand. Tico Oakesdale Roselia comes up a little bit short in this one to the Pomeroy Pirates. Final count, 34-26. But again, our thoughts with the Smith family. Waitsburg Prescott a 42-13 winner over the Dayton Bulldogs tonight. Liberty Christian goes to DeSales and comes up well short. 58-14 is the final in that one. So another three-way tiebreaker in the Southeast 2B. It's a Soden, DeSales, Waitsburg Prescott. All of them have one loss. It's for the number 1 seed. They'll play that one early next week.
Kind of disappointing, all three of those teams with one loss. One of those teams isn't even going to go to the playoffs. We're going to find that on a Monday.
Crazy.
Track meets with Huddles, 8-man football, and maybe even less. Coming up next on Friday Night Sports Extra.
What are we in Montana?
Welcome back to Friday Night Sports Extra. We've had enough 11-man. We're going to do some 8-man and possibly less than that.
Hey, you know what? Cusick Panthers a pretty good team, number 1 in the state in 1B, but hey, Columbia Hunters also pretty good. Senior night out there today, everything going right for the Lions early. The handoff to Eli Bear, ball pops out, picked up by Chris Collins in midair, turns in about a 20-yard gain, led to a Lions TD, 8-0. But on the dreaded ensuing kickoff, you got to stay in your lanes, boys, because Josiah Rhodes gets some blocks, goes up the sideline, 70-some yards to the house to make it 8-6. Panthers still trailing at that point. They traded TDs, but the Panthers take the lead. Shining star Spencer Shanholter to Rhodes on the pitch, 15 yards for the touchdown. Cusick up 20-16 at the half. They get a bit of a scare in this one, but they go on to win it and stay perfect in the season, 40-22. How about up to Curlew we go? You could go to Canada, or you can stay in Curlew. 122.5 miles up there. Selkirk scores first, but Curlew answers the pitch to Dakota Drennan. He does the rest. He gets in to tie it up. Selkirk, too much today, though, after a nice block by Mikey Filler. Mike Dewey, we've heard his name a few times this year, will run it in to put the Rangers up by a touchdown. 14-6 in favor of Selkirk. Before the end of the half, more Rangers now. Zach Jensen coming up here. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to roll to the outside, and he's going to go all the way in untouched. Final score in this one, Selkirk wins by 16, 42-26, the final.
All right, so it's the last Friday Night Sports Extra of the year, so we thought, what can we do to make this really special? This is what we did right here. It's a second standard definition game of the week at Cold and Windy Spring. ACH going to strike first. Derek Isaac keeps it himself. Then like Mario with the star power, no one can catch him. Nice moves. It's 8-0 Warriors. First play of scrimmage from Sprague Harrington. We've got a pop goes the peanut. Brock Streeter picks it up. He's going to go ahead and take it in. ACH up 16-0. He keeps moving, folks. Next play from scrimmage, Brett Larmer. He's going to get picked off here. Cody Dillon, he's going to pushes him over, adding insult to injury, then goes ahead and he returns it for the pick six. ACH wins this one big, 46-0. All right, so count this here. We've got 6 defenders on the field, and Derek stole my line earlier. What is this, Montana? Hornets jumped out to a 6-0 lead in Chilean, that is, make it 12-0 here. Dylan Wolf, the toss and roll to Chad Rosenbaum, gets across the goal line. Hornets leading this one big, but the Redskins of Welpenick come right back. That's Justin Weinkoop. He smells the end zone, and he's going to deliver the rock right to it. This one a forfeit because the Hornets were undermanned, but they scrimmaged anyway. However, we still get the 2-0 Welpenick win right there. A couple other scores for you. Odessa, what do we say about that? You're better
than that.
All right, yeah, you're better than that. And it's your favorite mascot, too, the Billy Goats. What's going on? And Wilbur Creston with the 14-point win over Valley Christian.
Well, after that last video, this 8-man game is going to seem like there's a million guys on the field. Garpal and Colton playing the homemade sign. Oh, you destroyed the homemade sign. That's not good. Nice effort. Quarterback here, Gavin Burt, nowhere to throw it, so he dances around. Still looking, still looking. I'm open. Oh, no, still looking. No, I'm going to run it. I'm going to run it. It's going to run it. It's past the line scrimmage. That's a good play. 21-yard run. Oh, don't touch me. Okay, there we go. Nice play there by Mr. Burt. But the Vikings, they turn it over on the drive. Riley Hodges puts the ball on the ground. Colton is there to recover it. The Wildcats with the ball, and they capitalize. Sam Robertson, he's going to get the ball, and for the last time this season, he's giggity, gone. There he goes. Oh, over a guy and through the woods. 3 guys missed right there. Into the end zone he goes. Colton goes on to win this one. Oh, my word, 28-8. Other scores, I can't believe there's no report. The 6-town 2-team game, or the 3-letter 2-team game, LWK, LKW, and we have no idea who won. All those towns are still playing out there. St. John Endicott wins at 58-14 at home. Also tonight, over in Idaho in the playoffs, Kootenai handles things at home 70-24, and tomorrow, Potlatch is going to come up to Wallace for a 1 o'clock start.
All right, so you're caught up on your high school football. Coming up after the break on the Friday night sports section, we'll talk women's basketball, a little Chiefs hockey, and maybe throw in some college football as well. Stick around for more coming up right after the break. Welcome back to Gonzaga Women, hosting Warner Pacific in an exhibition game tonight. And this just in, Kelly Graves and company are really, really good again this year. Check out Tiffany Shives, the no-look to Vivian Freisten for the easy money. It's 11-0, just over 2 minutes into it. And the Zags wouldn't let up. This time, Freisten feeds Courtney Vandersloot for 2 of her 18. She also dished out 11 assists. And here's one of them as she feeds Heather Bowman off the inbounds. Bowman with one of 6 Zags in double figures with 14. Gonzaga hits a century mark in a 142 win. They'll open at South Dakota State next Friday.
WHL action for you, Spokane Chiefs. 3-1 winners over Seattle tonight. It's Buck night tomorrow night at the arena as they take on Vancouver. Washington State on the road at 21th ranked Arizona. Idaho, big game tomorrow night at the Kibbie Dome, 7:30 start against Fresno State. And Whitworth closes out their year on the road at Lewis and Clark.
You know, at the end of Friday Night Sports Section, we get a lot of the credit. We stand up here, as we should. We're really good at what we do. But a lot of people help us get here. Dennis Patchen obviously isn't here tonight. Phil Franklin, Brett Bowers, Ben Layton, Brian Belanger, Marcus Matheson, Ernie Vela, all the photographers. Also David Lee, Derek Smith, Kellen, Zach, Brian, Joel, Mark, Tilly, Cheese, Kate, Sheila, Kinder, Rob, Austin, and, Jared, I should say, who puts everything up on the web, not the other word I said there. But thanks to everybody. It's a group effort getting this done, and we'll see you next year. See you. Have a great night.